The third episode picks up right after the previous one ends. We saw that Denji and Power were out patrolling for devils without any luck. Finally, Power had picked up the scent of a devil and ran after it. However, the devil in question was already being dealt with by a civilian hunter, and according to the rules, it is not permissible for public service hunters to interfere in the works of civilian hunters. Power had jumped from the top of a building and attacked the devil by landing a powerful blow on it with a hammer made up of blood. This is something Power and Denji are not allowed to do, but now that they've made the mistake, the assault has attracted public attention. So Makima arrives and Denji and Power get in trouble with her. Makima tells Power that her insubordination could get her arrested as her interference caused an obstruction of business. She goes to tell on Power that the public devil hunters are not allowed to interfere or kill the devils that are already being dealt with by the civilian hunters. Makima tells her that she should think through an attack before making a move. It turns out that the organization here is trying to protect the wages of the civilian devil hunters. Power has made a guy miss on his pay by interfering in his business when he was trying to tackle the devil in his own way. Makima also reprimands Denji for not keeping Power in check. She tells him that he should have been able to control her when he knew that she was doing it against the rules. We also go on to notice that Power seems to have a bit of respect for Makima, as whenever Makima is around, she somewhat shuts up and listens to whatever she's told. But when it is someone else, she never listens because she's outgoing and considers herself superior to both humans and the devils. Makima then goes on to say to Power that since she was a blood devil before, so fighting with her blood is her speciality. But she gets too excited by it and is not fit for the squad. Hearing this, Power tries to blame everything on Denji, saying that she attacked the devil on Denji's orders. Now it is made abundantly clear that Power is not sincere to Denji, and it could be because she actually hates humans, and on top of that, she has been getting annoyed by Denji since the very first moment. Denji is offended by the accusation and defends himself, calling Power a liar. The two fall into a squabbling argument until Makima intercepts. She tells them to stop arguing like this, and that she wants them to work together like a team. Sometime later, Denji and Power are at a local store where Denji purchases and drinks his first soda. This reality is just like a dream to him, as he had always wanted to enjoy such small luxuries but didn't know when the reality could have been achievable. Meanwhile, Power comes across a gray cat in the store and starts petting it. Denji tells her that this is a dream life for him, and he doesn't want to lose this, but if she keeps getting them in trouble by lying, then things could go very badly. Power tells him that the only thing that she likes in the whole world is a cat. She hates humans and loathes devils too, but because it was another devil who had kidnapped her beloved cat Mioi, Power had been captured by Makima and then turned into a hunter, and thus hadn't been able to rescue her cat, but she won't stop at anything to get her back. Power goes on to reveal that she loves cats because they're the only species that she actually gets along with. She then tells him the story of how he fell in love with his cats. She says that she caught it when she was really skinny, and she decided not to drink its blood. Then she decided to keep it until it got bigger so that she could drink her blood then. But by the time the cat got big enough, it got really fluffy and cute. And on top of that, she had formed an attachment with the creature, so she decided to keep it as a pet. She adds that it was the first time her urge to kill something did not get the best of her. Otherwise, it is in her nature to kill every creature that she comes across. She then says that these things likely sound silly to Denji. Denji replies jokingly that he doesn't know about going to any limit for a cat, but he could say that if it was a matter of being able to touch her oranges. He does say that he once had a dog, Pochita, so that he can understand in its case was a dog, but not a cat. Hearing this, Power makes him a very enticing offer. She tells him that if he can bring back her cat from the devil, she will let him touch her. At that, Denji comically gets very overwhelmed and crushes the soda can. He gets up close and in her face as the stray cat contentedly purrs in his arms. He's angry on her behalf, saying how dare the devil to kidnap an innocent cat. Denji again turns out to be stupid because he has already seen that Power is not trustworthy. He does not realize that he's being used again because all he can think about are oranges. The two of them head to the headquarters where they get permission for Power to leave. As she's not allowed to be out without an escort, they make their way to the devil, who kidnapped the Power's cat. While on the subway, Power tells him that she knows the devil's whereabouts, but she cannot attack it. It'll have to be Denji by himself, because if she shows up, the devil will use Miori as a shield to protect itself. Denji then tells her about Pochita, who died recently, but will always be alive in his heart. Power thinks that this is a human illusion, to think that your beloved is still with you. She looks down on him for being pathetic enough to give himself false comfort. Denji gets offended at Power's word, but his eyes fall to her ample chest and he restrains himself. But he can't keep thinking that he could possibly never get along with a fiend. In the next scene, Makima is meeting up with her superiors. They mention how her countries have started using devils to fight their wars, but they hope that in the future Japan's only enemies will remain to be devils. They ask Makima how the experimental squad is coming along. Makima replies that one of them shows a lot of potential, while the other one seems interesting. Her senior tells her that these hunters are no better than dogs and should be treated as such. They are to be trained and controlled. They warn Makima to not form any attachments with them. As she is driven back by Aki, he asks her why she is so interested in Denji and why she thinks he shows a lot of promise. Aki considers Denji to be a disgusting man without any conviction aside from living a good life. He makes it clear that he is extremely jealous of Denji and does not miss any opportunity when it comes to belittle him. Makima replies that all devils are born with names, and the more those names are feared, the more powerful the devils become. For an example, coffee isn't considered very frightening, so a coffee devil would probably be weak. But that's different for a car devil, as it's easy to imagine being run over and dying, so car devil would probably be strong. She states that Denji can turn into a chainsaw devil, which seems pretty interesting to her. Aki still isn't sure he will be as useful as everyone in public safety has a real goal or motivation. But Denji just wants to live the good life and even thinks that he can be friends with the devils. We then jump back into Denji and Power, who are walking towards a secluded house. Along the way, Denji thinks out loud that he hopes the devil can be taken care of using his axe, as he wants to avoid the bloodshed that follows him into turning a chainsaw devil. Power laughs upon hearing this, not knowing about his devil transformation abilities. As they are near the house, Denji mentions that she has said something about not going in front of the devil, but they're now way too close to the house. Power says that, yes, she said that, but she had misspoken. The two stop, and in the moment Power manifests her blood hammer, Denji attacks her with his axe, but Power manages to hit him and knocks him out. She says that for a stupid human, his reflexes aren't too bad. She drags him inside where a bad devil awaits. She tells him that it took her some time to get a chance to come, and that, as per their agreement, she has brought him a human. The bad devil is very glad to see a young blood, as he hopes to repair his arms. He holds up Denji and squeezes him hard enough that Denji throws up blood. However, the blood tastes too bitter, but nevertheless, the bad devil's arm regrows. He throws Denji aside and looks over the city for some new blood that will restore a good taste in his mouth. Power looks at Denji and says that humans are so stupid for trusting so easily. When she asks for Mioi from the devil, it swallows the cat whole, because she had brought him bitter blood. We then get a flashback to when Power was a devil residing in a forest. She had hunted various forest animals to drink their blood. One day, after killing and drinking the blood of a bear, she found a mangy cat. The cat had been too skinny to devour, so for fun, Power had decided to feed it and fatten it up for herself. She had given the cat cow's milk, as she herself drank the blood from the cow's head. One day, while she was lying down on a roof of a house and hearing the cat meowing, Power notes that she had killed everything she had ever met, and hearing something that isn't screaming is so strange. It seemed that over time she grew love for the cat. That was the night the bad devil kidnapped Mioi and told Power to bring him a human. That is why Power had gone to the city where she had been captured by Makima. Power then turns to Denji once more and says that she understands what he meant about missing his dog, and then is swallowed up by the bad devil. The bad devil complains that it tasted as bad as well, and needs to eat more children to feel better. He then flies towards the city, noting that after he will eat some more virgin, and as a main course, a beefy man, while for dessert, a pregnant woman. When he takes a flight, he notices that Denji is clinging to his leg, and it's not just that, but that his pesky human is actually drinking its blood. Denji grins at the devil menacingly, wanting it to return his reward to him. The devil is surprised to see that and captures Denji. We see a flashback to when Denji was a child, and one day he had woken up to see Pochita gone. He had been sick with worry and looked for him everywhere, worried that the devil had got him. When he finally returns to his little shed, he finds that Pochita had been there all this time. Pochita had been crying, waiting for Denji, and was glad to see him return. The two of them had slept peacefully at night with each other. Having nothing else in the world but each other, Denji wonders that Power felt when she was trying to sleep. Knowing that the devil had Myoi, Denji then pulls the cord to his chest, and as the chainsaw comes off of his head, he cuts the devil's arms and frees himself, surprising the bad devil that he is a devil. The two fall into a building and Denji sees a woman and tells her to run. The bad devil wonders why he did it, considering he's a devil. Denji punches the devil and starts fighting him. As they fight, he sees other humans and tells them to run. Seeing that, the bad devil picks up a car with a human inside and throws it to Denji, wondering if he will cut it. Denji manages to grab the car and hold it, stating that he doesn't care if he saves a dude or not, and throws the car back at the devil, hitting him in the face. The bad devil then shoots out a shockwave from his mouth, blowing Denji away. The bad devil picks up a human from the car, wanting to eat him and heal him. However, he hears the chainsaws in the smoke and wonders how Denji is still alive. Angry, Denji states that he's been patiently waiting, but he can't cop a feel. The bad devil gets scared and throws debris at Denji, telling him to stay away, but Denji cuts them with his chainsaw. He then attempts to punch Denji, but Denji cuts his arm and then jumps and kills the bad devil, splitting his guts open.